Hey, we're here with Lorenzo Sgroy and Peter Diaz from PacPost, and they're going to give us a demo of their new product, which integrates with the Avid directly as a plugin called PacPostio. So, Peter, why don't you take it away? Or Lorenzo, do you want to explain real quick?
So obviously we make PacPost Live, which has been great during all the remote workflows. But we decided to go ahead and integrate SRT and Avid's SDK into Media Composer. So now you can stream directly from the tools menu without using OBS and leveraging SRT along with our plugin directly from the timeline.
Right. So for those of you who have used PacPost Live, you use it through OBS, but this is directly within the Avid. It's just a pull-down menu, and it gets you going right away. Tell us some of the features of PacPostio versus PacPost Live.
Yeah, so PacPost Live obviously has a fully integrated management system with users and publishers and viewers, where everyone gets invited with like a phone number and email address. Where PacPostio kind of gets you, going very quickly. You basically launch the plugin, create a stream. It generates a link for your viewers, your collaborators, and then it generates a link for yourself as the editor. Email that out. You put it in Slack. They all can join with a password. There's a waiting room as well, so it just makes it very streamlined for streaming directly out of the Avid. Versus PacPost Live is a full integrated system.
So it's pretty much very little setup and really easy to use. Who is the target audience for this product? I mean, who do you think is going to use this versus using PacPost Live?
So PacPostio, the target audience would be for the indie, the student films, even the educational film schools that need to be able to share their projects and stream at a lower price point. So in the past, we've licensed PacPost Live to a few schools, and they used it. It was great, but it just didn't come at the price point they needed because there were just so many students, so many licensing that they would need that it wasn't very cost effective for them. So one of the aspects we want to get into is the broadcast, the educational, along with like the trailer houses and short form commercials, and then also the feature films that just don't have that budget, or they don't need such a long-term commitment with PacPost Live, or they own their own systems. They can use PacPostio to stream from the timeline at a lower price point. So it's Great. Definitely, the audience. And then also for clients that are extremely tech savvy, that can install the plugin and hit the ground running.
Great. So PacPost Live is a lot more cost effective. Can you tell us the difference in price and how it'll be an advantage to people using it?
Yeah, so PacPostio is a cost-effective one, right? So PacPost Live is our flagship product, which is $6.99. There's a setup fee. It's a total white glove package. A lot of PacPost Live users also rent our editorial systems, so it comes at a higher price point when speaking of PacPost Live. PacPostio is you literally go on the website, use the plugin, you get a 30-day trial, and then if you subscribe, it's $1.99. You can cancel at any time. There's email support. At the moment, it only supports Chrome, but eventually we're going to also release a iOS app as well, so you can watch a stream on an iPad. So it's definitely cost effective using the plugin versus our PacPost Live app.
Is the plugin available for both Mac and Windows?
Yes, you can install the Avid SDK plugin in Mac and on Windows.
And is it a pretty easy installation process?
Yeah, there's a directory, you put it in. There's an actual folder in the libraries called Avid SDK plugins. You go ahead and drop our plugin in there, and then you can go through the tools menu, and it would show up in the tools menu. So
I think it's important to note also that it's available for the newest version of Media Composer 2023.
Yeah, to be
right.
It can be the 3 and above.
So it does not work with older versions of Media Composer?
Correct. So if you're still on 2018, that plugin will not work. They released the SDK plugin on 2023 and above.
Okay, so let's go through the key features in depth. Peter, can you give us a quick run through?
Sure. The first step that the editor is going to take is navigating up to the Tools menu within Media Composer 2023 and selecting the PacPostio plugin. Once they've opened up this dialog box and have logged into an account, they'll be able to give their stream a name. They'll also be able to decide whether or not they want to enable a waiting room for those viewers and also select up to 5 different countries from where they may be joining in from. Once all that is set, they can click on the Create Session button, and that will create a link for both the editor and the viewer to join the PacPostio room. Then the editor would just need to make sure that that SRT plugin was actually running. To do that, they're going to right-click on the Broadcast IP button, navigate down to the SRT, and make sure that it's selected. Currently, it is selected, so the only thing we need to do is click on the actual icon, and now we have the flashing red bars, which lets us know that we are broadcasting live. And now for my laptop, I'm going to go ahead and click on that link that I've sent to myself so that I can join my own room. And now we can see that the image within the laptop is the same as it is on Media Composer. Let's go ahead and press play in Media Composer so that we can see how it performs on the website.
Speak for yourself.
Oh. Sue, this is Mary. Mary, Sue.
You know, I just don't understand why I have to have my teeth pulled. They feel perfectly fine.
Sure. I feel fine now. But over time, those wisdom teeth like to shift around.
Well, that seems pretty straightforward. So do you send email invites to each participant? Is that how it works?
So you can send it via email, Slack, text message, however they're going to view the stream. And what's nice about this is that, yes, in that dialog box, there is a link that you can send to individuals, but within the player itself, that link also exists. So if you're in your own player, you can click on a button that copies all the information for you, and then you can paste that into an email.
Okay, and that is editor only. The editor has full control.
That is correct.
So that seems pretty great and really, really convenient for people who just want to, have a, basic stream to show cuts, to go through, get notes and things like that. What kind of support are you, and training? I mean, do you really need any? How do you guys support people?
For those who are tech savvy, like Lorenzo mentioned, I mean, we can send them a document that has basically like step 1 all the way to the very final step on how to get it configured, installed, the whole thing. If there's any other support that they need after that, they can send email to our support staff, and then we get back to them with, whatever answers they need for the questions.
Exactly. Yeah, we also have a wiki page for PacPostio, so they'll be able to watch the video and also follow the steps as well. So we're trying to make this as simple as possible for the editor to install the plugin, generate the stream, and then distribute it. So as long as they can get that plugin from us, they should be able to hit the ground running pretty quickly with, given the fact, if they have internet.
So obviously security is important these days, and everybody's really paranoid about their stuff getting out there on the internet. What security measures have you taken with PacPostio?
Yeah, so it's end-to-end encryption for the stream, and then also on the PacPostio account, they have the option to enable 2FA. So default, it's tied to your email address, and obviously there's a credit card tied to that as well for account protection. So you can go in and enable 2FA, so not anyone can log into your PacPost Live account and view those streams or delete the streams or get access to the passcodes. So we have 2FA, and then it's encrypted from point-to-point encryption on the SRT stream.
Okay, what about network performance? I mean, given the needs for, high bandwidth for video specifically coming out of the Avid, how does PacPostio optimize the video stream?
So you can in the SRT setting, you have a low, medium, high. So we recommend start, experimenting definitely with the medium setting. So as long as you got, 20 to, 50 up, you should be good on the medium setting hardwired. You can definitely scale it up to over 100 if you put it on the high setting. But again, depending on the latency and what kind of router you have and the the quality of the network at the facility or your house, you could definitely see some packet loss. So I would say definitely you would need 25 to 50 up to be able to stream on the medium SRT setting.
And as far as a viewer goes, I think for us, a general rule is that you can run something like Netflix, you can you can view a stream on PacPostio.
Yeah, that's kind of
Right.
our benchmark. Everyone's different laptops. We definitely recommend everyone being on Chrome, on the latest update of Chrome, and then Wi-Fi obviously works.
So what are your other technical specs? I mean, do you need like an M3 Mac to run this?
As long as the computer is spec'd out to run that version of Media Composer and it's supported for that OS, then we can install that plugin can be installed. So that's kind of the guidelines we're going off. Is if you're on a supported version of Media Composer with the version of OS and hardware, then that plugin should work seamlessly inside that version of Media Composer.
And obviously you had a beta on this. What's your feedback from early adopters?
Yeah, so we've had a couple of studios use it, or projects that use it, and they like the ease of use. They like the fact that they don't have to wait for an automated text message or for SMS to get in. They can use Google Authenticator. They like the fact that they're in control of the links that they can send out, so they're not waiting from some link and then it goes to someone's spam box and they're trying to track down someone's email address and their phone number to get invited to the stream. So that's the best feedback we've gotten. That gives them full control of who's controlling the stream, who can delete the stream, the pin codes, and then they can distribute themselves. What's also great is, some of the feedback we got is that they can install the plugin on multiple Avids, and then that editor can go from room to room or remote machine, sign into their PacPost Live account or PacPostio account, and then stream from another machine without doing a whole nother install of OBS or having like some external hardware. They can go from their machine to their assisted machine, and anyone could stream with those credentials using the plugin. So it's not tied to a specific app per se. As long as that plugin is installed, you sign in with the credentials, you can stream from that machine.
Very good. So what kind of developments are you looking at in the future? How do you see PacPostio evolving down the road?
Yeah, I mean, sure, on the short list, we definitely want to get iOS, iPad going, and then Vision OS. So it'd be really great to just get it all streamlined where anyone can join a stream from an iOS device. And the second half of that is to maybe even try to explore installing this plugin or generating a similar like plugin for Adobe as well. So if the editor bounces between different editing packages, that link and that code that's generated inside the Avid, they can also stream from their Premiere, After Effects. Basically, any app that has SRT enabled, we would like to try to incorporate PacPostio in that software package. So it doesn't really matter what editing application you jump to and from, as long as you sign in with your PacPostio, you can stream, Premiere, After Effects, and then jump back into Avid. And if SRT is available in Pro Tools, you can stream from Pro Tools, and it's the same link for across all those packages. So you can literally just jump between different software apps, and same thing for Resolve. That kind of like
really powerful.
Yeah, where it just doesn't really change. It's tied to that editor. You can say, okay, well, we're going to jump into a new session right now. We're going to look at our sound mix. They use those credentials. They sign into Pro Tools. They can stream their session.
I'll just add that what's really nice is just like with PacPost Live, like you can use it from the inception of the project all the way to the very end when it comes to, pre-production, editing, sound, color. I mean, everything could just be used with the same link as long as everything is shared from machine to machine.
Yep. And then there's also an option to keep the link the same, but recycle the code. So if you have a session, let's say at 1:00 with a certain group of creatives, you can send them the link, but then let's say at 3 or 5 o'clock, there's a whole new set of creatives that need to be on the session. They can maintain that same link, but just refresh the code, and you're just updating the code into the room where the URL stays the same, which is kind of nice. So you can just, get down to just refreshing the codes versus resending out links every day for a stream.
Alrighty, well, we seem to have covered it pretty comprehensively. Have you got any final thoughts on PacPostio versus PacPost Live? Anything you want to tell the people?
No, we just hope clients give it shows give it a try and tell us what they think. I mean, I think that's going to be the best feedback, because this is new for us as well. Obviously, it's a competitive product to our own product, but we do recognize that at a certain point, like I was saying, there's a lot of editors, assistant editors that have their own machines at home. They're very tech savvy, and they don't need the, flagship version of PacPost Live on every single project. There are projects out there that just need to be able to stream quickly, effectively, and cost effective, where they can just put it on a credit card, they can stop and start the subscription, but they know that at least they have support. It's backed by good software solutions, and it comes at a lower price point for that. So that's kind of what we're hoping for.
Terrific. And they can get the information about PacPostio at what website?
Just go to PacPost.com. You can scroll down, and then you can sign up for the 30-day trial. So they can visit our website and then look at the two offerings, and then see the difference between PacPost Live and PacPostio, and then just reach out to them for the.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for this comprehensive overview of PacPostio, the newest product from PacPost. I'd say check it out. There's no downside to it, and you might be able to save yourself some money, your production some money. And thanks very much for being with us.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you very much, Larry.